Good afternoon. I hope your Monday is going well. The time now is 12:35. I'm Julie Broughton. This is Take 6. This is when we hang out a little bit after our noon newscast, let you know what we're working on that you will see coming up on our afternoon newscast later today. And on Mondays, News 6 anchor Justin Warmoth always brings us his Boomtown segment. And Justin, last week we were hitting the road in Montverde. Such a beautiful area, and I know you talked to lots of folks concerned about growth and development there. So your story this week is a follow-up to some of those conversations you had in Montverde last week.
Yeah, and more specifically, Julie, talking about Ferndale, which is a community just north of Montverde, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's virtually untouched from any development, even though development has sort of surrounded the community of Ferndale. About 600 or so people live there, and they've been concerned and they've been watching all the development happening in Mineola and Claremont, but nothing has been able to move into the community of Ferndale because they have what's called an interlocal service boundary agreement. So that prevents any sort of land from that private owners have from being sold to developers and being annexed into a city, because right now Ferndale is rural, only one home per every 5 acres. And what they're trying to do is keep it that way. Now, that agreement runs out in 2030. And there's concern and there are rumors going all throughout Ferndale about a landowner wanting to annex that property into another city, another neighboring city. And it needs to be signed by Montverde, Lake County, Mineola, and Claremont. And Montverde and Lake County and locals want to sign that agreement and just re-up for another 13 years. But the update is I went out on Friday to that piece of property in question that has the rumors about it. And Mineola, I talked to the mayor of Mineola, who's proposing to buy that 300 or so acres and make it what would be called the Mineola Preserve. And now that land's not cheap. It'd be millions and millions of dollars. And I said, wouldn't it be easier just to sign the agreement that everyone wants to sign that's been in place for decades? Wouldn't it be easier to do that? And he said, this one fixes this issue for generations and generations. Once that land becomes a preserve, no development will ever go near there. And so that would accomplish what I guess everyone is talking about. And listen, I don't know if we'll see what happens, but this will be discussed at tomorrow's Mineola City Council meeting, whether the city and city council wants to approve the millions of dollars it would take to buy that 300 or so acres and make it into a preserve. So that's the follow-up with this. And it's just, these folks, they love living in Ferndale.
Yes.
And every property is just so huge and it's so beautiful. It's got the rolling hills. It's got the wildlife. It's untouched from development. The song Paved Paradise put up a parking lot.
Right.
That doesn't apply here. And it's got, I don't know if you watch Yellowstone, but it's got a little bit of that feel to it, minus the extracurriculars that go on with Yellowstone. But it's a land battle, and locals just working to preserve what's been in place for generations.
All right. What time can we see your full story tonight?
It's will air tonight at 5:30.
Fabulous. All right. Thank you so much, Justin.
You got it.
Let's get a check of your forecast as well. We always like to check in on the weather for you on Take 6. We'll start out with a look at the satellite and radar imagery. Actually, a pretty quiet start to our day. We may squeeze out a few isolated showers, but rain chances for today are pretty low, only around 30%. You can see as we look across our northern counties, we did see some isolated showers moving out of St. Johns County down into Flagler County. Earlier this morning, those kind of fell apart as they continued moving off toward the south. But again, still a few sea breeze showers, a possibility for us as we move through the rest of our day. Right now, we are sitting at 85 in Orlando. It is 80 degrees in Leesburg, 80 as well in Ocala, 83 in Melbourne, and 76 in Daytona Beach. We're looking at winds generally coming in out of the north. We had a little frontal boundary go through yesterday, so that front is bringing in some drier air, which will make it more comfortable as we head through the rest of the week. Here's a wider look out. Again, you can see that front. That's what brought us the rain and some storms over the weekend. That is pushing to our south, that area of low pressure. On the backside of that, we're seeing those northerly winds, again, helping to bring in some drier drier air. So for today, 89 for our high in Orlando and in Kissimmee. Sanford, you go to 87, 82 in Palm Coast, 87 for your high in Ocala, and 85 for the high in Cape Canaveral. Overnight tonight, we fall back to around 70 just about everywhere, a little bit cooler north and west of I-4, 63 for your low in Ocala. Here's how it looks for us for the next 7 days. On Tuesday, we go to 87 degrees. Then Wednesday, 89. Highest chance of rain looks to be tomorrow. And then we see temperatures, again, warming back into the low 90s for Thursday and Friday. Looks to be mostly dry for Thursday, and then some isolated showers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells will have your full forecast for you coming up on News 6 at 4. Lisa Bell, Ginger Gaston, and I will see you at 4 as well. If you have any questions or comments for us here at Take 6, head to clickorlando.com/take6. Let us know what's on your mind. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you at 4.